I'm told the maximum financial penalty for one of those restricted airspace incursions is $1,100. I think Mr. Micah from Florida has legislation to increase that to $100,000. But I just want to contrast that for a moment with what we're talking about with unmanned vehicles today. Captain, you're one of my bosses, so I take you at your word when you tell me how we can solve problems. But I have heard a lot about adding technology to these $55 drones to keep them out of restricted airspace. Yet no one is making that same suggestion for $50,000, $100,000, $150,000 manned aircraft. Is the importance of keeping folks out of restricted airspace such that before we start talking about adding technology to $55 drones, we should be adding it to $55,000 aircraft?
So I think it's a multi-layered problem. It's not only the financial penalties for manned aircraft. Straying into restricted airspace will ultimately result in you losing your license to operate the aircraft. And tracking who's the operator of the unmanned aerial system is difficult, so that's where part of the conflict is. I think we have to look at it both. And, you know, I don't know the numbers either, but I do know we have programs in the manned aircraft community, such as ASAP, where if you make a mistake in an aircraft, we're human, and we do make mistakes, you have a way of reporting it, and that report is gathered into a very large database, and we can do analysis on it. That does, to my knowledge, doesn't exist for the commercial operation of unmanned systems yet. I think it would be a good idea for us to look at it.
Having that reporting database might be even more powerful as a dictator of behavior than having some of the technological restrictions across the board.
I think they're both important, but to have the database of someone who could voluntarily report, hey, I lost command of my vehicle for this amount of time, and I think it was because of this, then we can look towards mitigations for the problems that they experience in the future.